What does 2S LGBTQIA plus stand for? 2S stands for two-spirit. L stands for lesbian. G stands for gay. B stands for bisexual. T stands for transgender. Q stands for queer. I stands for intersex. A stands for asexual. And the plus is intended to signify other sexual identities that are not included, such as pansexual. Share this.
After seeing this guy, I might be giving up TikTok. That person goes by the name Alexander Tries, Tries. I found it on TikTok. I've seen other videos done about this person. He has probably under 2,000 followers, but basically he calls himself an activist and a mental health advocate for LGBTQ people. And apparently he knows everything about it. He knows more than we do or doctors do, because he's going to explain in a couple of clips how he feels about gender-affirming care and or maybe medications and surgery that are being performed. But this person is allowed to go on TikTok looking like that, and you want to dress like that with a beard and makeup, and that's your business. But how are you allowed to talk about this when, as far as I know, this person is not a medical professional. This person is not a college-educated mental health counselor. But why can you talk about this and it's okay? But when people talk about it like myself, that we don't believe in it, we're the bad ones. We're wrong. Well, take a look at this first clip about how he feels about gender-affirming care and if it's denied to some people.
A message to those who oppose gender-affirming care. Gender-affirming care is life-saving healthcare. This is a fact, not an argument. Do you realize that banning this care is a death sentence to some transgender people? The blood of our trans siblings, living, breathing human beings, is on your hands because of something that could have been easily remedied by doing some research and taking some time to actually listen. You can stop this if you start humanizing the people you other with education. Share this post to save lives and spread knowledge.
And how does he know that that's a death sentence to some transgender people? I've talked about this before because these advocates for transgender say the suicide rate is astronomical, it's out of control. Well, I don't know that. The average person doesn't know that, and quite frankly, I don't believe it. But if it's true, my guess is it's because they're not getting the attention that they're seeking. Because after all, they're attention grabbers. That's why they do this. That guy knows he's not a girl, knows he can't be a girl, but he calls himself non-binary. Give me a friggin' break. If you want to walk around and parade around like that, that is absolutely your right, and have a ball. But how dare you go on a social media app and say things that, quite frankly, I believe you don't know about, and you know they aren't true or false. But you're allowed to do it. But if someone like myself says it, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm the extremist. I'm the bad person. I'm transphobic. It's absolute bullshit. But the next clip I want you to see really bothered me because I want to know how he knows all this information.
There is no surgical intervention happening to transgender children to change their sex. This is simply not happening. Here are the actual facts. Fact: medical professionals are not giving puberty blockers to children who have not reached puberty. Fact: puberty blockers are fully reversible. Fact: hormone treatments don't generally begin until after 16 years of age. Fact: sex reassignment surgery is considered at 18 based on making certain criteria. Fact: gender affirming care is life-saving care. Share this post to spread facts.
Now, we all know there's such a thing called HIPAA, Medical Records Protection Act. People can't just go in and look at your medical records unless you sign a document giving them permission to do so. So how does he know that gender-affirming surgeries are not being done on children? How does he know that puberty blockers aren't being given to children? And he also contradicted himself because he said puberty blockers are not being given to kids before puberty. But then he said, puberty blockers aren't given to people until they're 16. Well, isn't 16 still a kid? If you're a teenager, you're 16 years old, you are a kid. You don't turn legally adult until you're 18. But is anybody fact checking him? Because according to him, those are all facts. Facts from who? Who is giving him this information, and how is he allowed to say that? If I say I know for a fact that this isn't happening, I'm wrong because I don't know. And if I said if it is happening and I know for a fact, I'm wrong because I don't know. And none of us really know because we can never ever find out the truth about this situation. We all know there's hospitals all over the country that have transgender units or whatever they want to call them, where they care for kids, confused kids, kids with some kind of a mental illness, I like to say, because they're not sure that they want to be a girl or a boy. They're confused. So basically, if they're confused, their parents may bring them to one of these hospitals or clinics and have them speak to a medical professional who will then help them decide whether they still want to remain a boy or a girl or they want to change. And if the parent wants to do that, then the parent can legally sign medical papers allowing that to happen. That's their right as a parent. They are the legal guardians of that child. But to say that you're not giving puberty blockers to anyone under 16 is absolutely ridiculous, because at 16, you're still a kid. We've all heard stories about young kids getting gender-changing surgeries under the age of 18. You've all heard it. We've all read about it. Now, again, I don't know if that is true, and I'd like to think it's not true. I'd like to believe that there aren't doctors out there who are willing to destroy a child's life by doing, let's say, a double mastectomy on a girl, or removing the penis from a boy because he says he's a girl when he's 12 years old. I'd really like to believe there aren't medical professionals that do this. And it all depends on who you talk to, because, again, we'll never really know the truth about this. But my point of this video today is to highlight this person that calls himself a mental health advocate. It's my opinion that this person would only hurt the mental health of a child, by looking like that. If you're a young kid and this person comes to you and counsels you, what are you supposed to think? If you're a young boy who maybe thinks you want to be a girl, or you're a little feminine or whatever, and old Alexander comes to counsel you, that's even more dangerous, because that's giving you the green light to go ahead and do what may be wrong for you. But this person is allowed to parade around and talk about this stuff without any hardcore facts. If he has them, I haven't seen them. Again, I've seen other videos done about this person, and they will say the same thing. I'm not denying that he doesn't know this for fact, but I'm guessing he doesn't, because this person is just out there to get attention brought to himself. He wants to get noticed because we all know the Dylan Mulvaney's of the world who went to meet Joe Biden. He was seeking the attention, so he turned into a girl, and all of a sudden he's got all these endorsement deals from companies, which is ridiculous. So that's my take on Alexander Tries. He's trying to make a name for himself by looking like that. And that's his choice. That's his right. But don't go around saying you know this and you know that. about critical medical care for young children who may be confused about their gender identity because you're not old enough to know that. I don't believe you're a medical professional. You are doing this, again, to bring notoriety to yourself because you want to be the next Dylan Mulvaney. Well, maybe you should contact the White House and they'll bring you in to have a sit down with Joe Biden, just like Dylan. And you can tell Joe how much you know about gender affirming care and how dangerous it can be if it's not given to kids, and how this certain drug or medication, they're not being given to kids. Go tell Joe that, because he'll believe you, because he believes anything anybody says anyways. And that's it. This kind of thing, and it's only going to continue now because I don't know if you've seen it, but I have. Certain states around the country have elected transgender people to Congress or to local legislatures, which I don't care. I don't care. But they're going to use that because they're showing diversity. They're showing inclusiveness. No one gives a shit. Okay? So, I'm going to end this now, but with this person, one more time. This person is looking for notoriety, is looking for some kind of fame, and they're using TikTok to do it because that's what Dylan Mulvaney did with his series of Every Day I Become a Girl. He did a whole series, 1 through 200, 300 days, and what he's been through. It's all an act, it's all a show, and it's all a money grab. Dylan happened to get lucky and is making money on it now. So Alexander is trying his best to do the same thing. And that's all it is. And in my opinion, it's bullshit. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, share my videos with someone. I'd appreciate that. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. And I'll see you real soon with something else. Have a great night.